I took the same prompt and ran it through 4 different text-to-image generators to see which would give me the best AI UGC creators for my business. Honestly, the results kind of shocked me. So today I'm going to show you the prompts that I used and let Kling 3.0, Grok Imagine, CreateUGC, and SeaDance 1.5 Pro do their thing. Ready to see the results? Let's go ahead and get started. Now to get us started, we're going to be making a AI UGC video of this Wi-Fi camera. Now we're going to make things simple. We're just going to go ahead and take this over here. We're going to take a quick screenshot. Boom, we got a screenshot there. And now we're going to put it into Grok Imagine. And the prompt we're going to be using for this is, again, super simple. We're simply just telling Grok that we want a guy reviewing the camera saying, the other day my wife walked in on me, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the same thing for everything. And that's really just it. We're giving it the script and we're saying that we just want somebody saying this. So I already generated these beforehand. So let's go ahead and play it so you can see what it looks like.
The other day my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. I know I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in, ha.
So, I mean, the video's not bad. It's actually pretty good. The only thing is that it's not very convincing. The talking is very monotone. So Grok might not be the best for this type of situation, but I did create another one. So let's see how it comes out.
The other day my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. Now I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in, ha.
It's actually pretty good. It came out pretty good. The only thing that I wasn't too convinced about was the fact that the camera was a little bit bigger than what it should have been. But besides, it was actually pretty good. It was pretty decent. So it took us about 2 tries to get the right one for the first one, right? Now let's go ahead and check out Kling 3.0.
The other day, my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. Now I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in, ha.
Okay, so this one literally just took the screenshot that we gave it, and that's all it gave us. And it kind of gave us a little reflection on there of somebody adjusting it. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting what it did with it, but it doesn't really work for us. So let's try it one more time.
The other day, my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside.
Okay, that's actually pretty cool.
That alerts me
Kind of like I'm holding the camera.
when she's close. Now I can
And I don't know what's up with that. That phone just like cut like right in half.
be sure to look busy each she pulls in.
What was up with that last part? Oh man, he took that hot seriously. I've seen some really good and cinematic things come out of Kling 3.0. And honestly, it really all has to do a lot with the prompt that you're giving it. But more importantly, it also has to do with the start frame and the end frame that you're giving it. So if you really want, some really good and deep results, you do need to get a bit down and dirty with it. You need to really learn how to prompt these things. So there is a bit of a learning curve with some of these. So let's go ahead and continue and let's check out SeaDance.
The other day my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. Now I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in.
Okay, so actually that wasn't bad at all. It's a little bit monotone, but we've seen that a lot from a lot of text to image generators. The emotion is not fully there on some of them. Some of them get it right the first time. Sometimes you gotta try a couple more times. So now let's go ahead and check out CreateUGC, which actually works a little bit differently than some of the other models. Now CreateUGC is actually tailor-made for dropshippers, for e-commerce owners, and people selling online. The entire point of this app is to create actual UGC videos or AI UGC videos. So they've actually streamlined the entire process for you. All you have to do is go ahead and create a new video. And to make things even easier for you, you can actually paste in the link of the product. So let's go to AliExpress and take that link and then let's paste it in here. And then I like going with this one right here, the product in hand with VO3, and we continue. Now it asks you to pretty much give it the product description so it can auto-generate the script and the product name so it knows what it is. Then it also asks you to take a reference image. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take the exact same reference image that we used before, which is this one right here. We're going to click on next, and then we're going to choose our video settings. So where we're going to be posting our videos, for me, I usually do either TikTok or Instagram Reels, but lately I've been finding a lot of success and a lot of views through YouTube Shorts. Make sure you subscribe because I actually have a video coming out pretty soon that covers how you can start dropshipping on YouTube. But anyway, back to CreateUGC. We're going to do both. We're going to do an 8-second and we're going to do a 15-second. Then we're going to click on next. This is pretty cool. You get to choose an avatar. So you get to choose a person that's going to be promoting your product. I'm going to go with one of the ones that are already preloaded, but just so you know, there's tons of different ones and there's tons of different backgrounds. There's tons of different scenes. So you essentially have an AI influencer for every type of product or every niche that you're going to be selling. We're going to go ahead and go with this dude over here. We're going to click on next. It gives us 3 different scripts, but I'm not going to use these. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to my other ones and I'm going to take the prompt, and I'm just going to remove where it says a guy reviewing the camera. Click on next. And now we go ahead and confirm and export and generate our video. Now I did generate two. I told you I was going to generate a 8-second and a 15-second. So let's watch the 8-second one first.
The other day, my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's
Okay, so the 8-second one was a little bit too short, but overall, I really liked the emotion on it. So it wasn't so flat. One thing that I would like to see is maybe showing the product a little bit more, but it did get everything else right. It got the persona right. It got pretty much the entire feel of the video right. And it got the product size right, which a lot of different generators don't do that. Let's check out the 15-second one.
The other day, my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. That's what about hardest part crass. The sympathetic look stress. Now I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in. Ha.
So in this part, I kind of filled in that extra space where it would have been some dead air because we did set it to the 12 seconds. And I think the sweet spot might have been maybe like around 10 seconds. So what we can do is we can either extend our script or we can actually edit our video directly on the platform. So all we have to do is click on edit.
That's what about hardest part crass. The sympathetic look stress.
Up to here, kind of sounded like it was talking French. And then we're going to click on it again. Click one more time. Click on this little part that we want to delete. Right click, click delete. Drag this over, and it should be a lot smoother.
The other day, my wife walked in on me taking a nap. It was so embarrassing, so I set up this new camera outside that alerts me when she's close. Now I can be sure to look busy each time she pulls in. Ha.
Once we're done here, we can go ahead and click on render video, and it'll export our video, and we can go ahead and just download it and upload it to whatever platform we want to. Now, this wasn't the only test I did. I also did one for a fashion influencer, and this fashion influencer is reviewing a beauty case. Check it out. So the first one we're going to do is SeaDance 1.5.
I always struggled to find my compact mirror, but this glittery case changed everything. The built-in mirror saves me during quick touch-ups, and the stand is so handy for videos.
Okay, that was a little extra. If my phone case could do that, I would drop so much money.
Grab yours while they're still available.
It generated its own stand. Okay, it's cool, right? But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's not really gonna, our customers clearly will not believe that. So let's check out another one. SeaDance 1.5 once more.
I always struggled to find my compact mirror, but this glittery case changed everything. The built-in mirror saves me during quick touch-ups.
Okay, I think this is actually a pretty cool part right here where I went to the mirror and it showed the person talking. That's pretty interesting.
And the stand is so handy for videos. Grab yours
I don't know where that little MacBook living thing came from though.
while they're still available.
Yeah, it would actually be like that, I guess. I don't know. It's split. I mean, it's not bad. It did hallucinate quite a bit, especially towards the end. But I did like the touch where it showed the mirror. All right, so next we're going to be moving on to Grok Imagine.
I always struggled to find my compact mirror, but this glittery case changed everything. The built-in mirror saves me during quick touch-ups, and the stand is so handy for videos. Grab yours while they're still available. I always struggle.
Okay, so this one was a lot better. I did like this part, the entire part where they switched over to her. But that right there, that clip doesn't necessarily work because that's not how it works. So it's a little bit deceiving. So maybe, generate another one and then clip it and then just stitch them together. So now let's see what CreateUGC can come up with. And then we'll check out the last one for Kling.
I always struggled to find my compact mirror, but this glittery case changed everything. The built-in mirror saves me during quick touch-ups, and the stand is so handy for videos. Grab yours while they're still available.
I did like the emotion that the character had behind her, so that was pretty good. And they actually showed the entire case and it looked pretty good. And last but certainly not least, let's check out Kling.
I always struggled to find my compact mirror, but this glittery case changed everything. The built-in mirror saves me during quick touch-ups, and the stand is so handy for videos. Grab yours while they're still available. I always struggled to find my compact.
Okay, so this was, again, just pretty much focusing on the screenshot, and it hallucinated with this stand right here. And for those of you that don't know what hallucinate means when it comes to AI, it simply means AI making something up, something that wasn't there, or just essentially filling in any holes. All right, so now you've seen all four of these tools run the exact same prompt. This is the part that actually matters. What is each one best for? And more importantly, which one should you be using depending on what you're trying to do? Because honestly, the biggest takeaway here is this. They're all good, just not for the same job. Let's start with the creative heavy hitters. Kling 3.0 is all about cinematic visuals, and that's what it was made to do. This is a tool that you use when you care about lighting, motion, atmosphere, the camera feel, and the kind of stuff that really makes you say, yo, that actually looks like a movie. And that's kind of what we saw. Everything that we saw was very clear. It actually looked very, very good when it comes to the lighting, pretty cinematic. Everything looked really, really good. But one thing about Kling that I didn't show you is that it's actually really slow. It takes a long time to generate these videos. It's a lot slower. It usually takes multiple generations, as you saw. So you're always tweaking prompts, you're rerunning things, you're dialing in the motion, and you're essentially changing the styles. Now, same idea with SeaDance 1.5 Pro. SeaDance shines when you want controlled and stylized output. You want consistency in a certain look, you want something that's polished, or you want to experiment creatively. SeaDance is good for that. SeaDance is great for that. But again, what did we see? We saw a little bit more setup, a little bit more testing, and a bit more patience that's required because we're trying to sell things. So we need these videos to accurately represent our product. That's fine if you're a creator or a brand team that's working on just one video, right? It's not really ideal if you're a dropshipper trying to crank out ads quickly and then move on to the next product or move on to the next video. And then there's Grok Imagine. Now, this was a more experimental and flexible one, and it's also a lot newer. It's good for ideation. It has some weird concepts, remixing ideas and testing visuals that don't necessarily need to be perfect, because as you saw, they weren't perfect. They were a bit rough compared to some of the other ones. They weren't as polished, and the speaking was a lot more monotone. Now, again, and this is important, it's not built for e-commerce workflows. So it's not necessarily built for what we're doing. You're not pressing a button and getting ready to run UGC ads. You're experimenting, you're adjusting, and you're regenerating, which honestly brings us to the one that clearly stood out for a very specific use case, CreateUGC. This is where the difference is obvious. CreateUGC essentially removes friction. There's no overthinking. There's no endless prompt tweaking. You're not trying to necessarily create art here, right? You're trying to create ads that convert. And what makes CreateUGC different is that it's purpose built. It's not pretending to be everything all at once, or it's not trying to be. The entire platform is optimized around essentially bulk UGC creation, not the perfect cinematic video, but dozens of usable ads and fast. And that's the real difference. Tools like Kling, SeaDance, and Grok Imagine are creative engines. They're powerful, they're flexible, and they're impressive, but they take way more time and often cost more depending on the model, and usually require multiple generations to dial in. And that starts to take up your credits because all of these work on credits. CreateUGC is a conversion engine. It's not trying to impress filmmakers. It's trying to help sellers test faster, scale ads faster, and move products faster. Look, if you're not implementing AI into your workflow at this point in time, then I don't know what to tell you. You're wasting time and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And if you really want to learn how you can start using AI in your dropshipping business and create an entire dropshipping store in just about 5 minutes, then check out this video right here.